Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. We are starting this reading Vengeful Lies. These are mafia books which are all interconnected standalones. I'm on the fourth one. Guys, you have to read these, they are so good. Again, with mafia books, you can't really explain them, you just have to read them, because how does one explain the plot of a mafia book? One simply does not do that. You must simply enjoy it yourself. The last one, you actually follow Hope, and if I'm honest, Hope only gets mentioned a handful of times in this, but her book is really, really great. The new one is coming out next month, so June something with Hawk. Guys, I want a Hawk's book so bad, so bad. So I'm gonna read this one and then maybe read another series in the meantime. I think the next book of A Fate Forged in Ink and Blood or something like that. I read that about a year ago and the next one has just come out. So I might reread the first one, read the second one, and then by the time that's done, I should be near the release of Hawk's book. So let's get reading. Guys, Braxton in this book. I mean, it is kind of weird, so not to spoil it, but they were like together once, like 4 years ago, and that was it. Like, they didn't have a relationship outside of that. It was just like kind of a one-night stand 4 years ago. They ran back into each other and now he's like obsessed with her again, and I am like, oh, it has been 4 years, it was a one-night stand. Like, you're a little bit crazy. But I also love the fact he's like, yeah, I'm what? Like, I respect it when people are just like, yeah, you can't argue that, can you? Hope, the woman that you are. Hope, the woman that you are. Oh my god. Sometimes she says things and I go, applaud. Red carpet out, bow down, kiss her feet. Fantastic stuff. I really like Hope's character, actually. I'm sad she's not in the other books more, because I think she's great. All I'm gonna say is police badge. That's all you need to know. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, that book is so good. I've just forgot to drink water and do any basic humanly body functions, so now I'm so dehydrated, it's unreal. And to top it off, the back of my head hurts for some reason. I don't know why, like right here. And it's aggravating me, you know? So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna chug some water and rehydrate. And then I'm gonna go back in my bed and I'm gonna finish it. And then I think I've done that book today. So I'm halfway through a book. I'm gonna see how many I can read in a week. But this is only gonna count as half because I was already halfway through it when I started this. Hi guys, welcome to the worst day. I'm in Waterstones with Mitchell. We're having a look at some of the books, just so I can see what I want to download on my Kindle. However, I'm in the horror section. I don't even like horror books, so I'm going to move to the fantasy side. Here's Mitchell getting some B-roll. I was going to make it really cute and aesthetic, and then I realised we're clearly on a high from ice skating.
And getting spoofy.
I've moved so I can talk to you, but I'm still on Thatcher's book. I haven't got far. I think that's where I left this. That was in Thatcher's book. I'm still near the beginning. It's been about 3 days and it's not pulling me in as much as the others, which is weird because I didn't even like the others, but this one is not pulling me in as much. And Thatcher's is 2 books, not one like the rest of them. So I genuinely don't know what the plot of his story is going to be to like warrant 2 books. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to keep drinking my tea and I'm going to keep reading and see how far I get. Good morning everyone. So I honestly didn't read a ton last night. I'm not joking. In Thatcher's book, because they're like, it's standalones technically, they have to make up for everything missed that you would have missed in book 1 and 2 when you get to book 3. So half the book is just explaining book 1 and 2. Like, I was like, skip, and then the next half of the book is just explaining like why Lara and Thatcher are how they are, which is great. But like, over explaining things kind of drives me up the wall. So once you've said a couple times, like, she feels this way, that's great, I love that. Well, I don't love that for her, that's really sad for her, but it's like 4 pages of like just talking about one emotion, and then in like 10 more pages there's another 4 pages about the same emotion on both sides. So honestly, I reckon I've skipped about 25% of what I've read already. Not great. Good morning. So I am now on book 4 of the Hollow Boys. I started this last night. I am 70% through, and you might be asking, how have you done that? That's a really easy question. I did this within an hour and a half because I like would skim read so quick, it was unreal, until I got to this point. Because, not giving spoilers or anything, but a lot of people felt this way as well with this book. It just felt unnecessary to make the 4th book because there wasn't that much to add. Again, I find this with Lara's and Thatcher's book, is that you hear like the same scene or same emotion explained for 3 pages, and I just don't personally care for that because I just don't feel like it's adding much substance. After you've explained it like on a page and a half, I don't need double for you to convey what they're feeling. This is what happens in this book as well, so it's quite a skippable book if I'm honest. However, on chapter 2 you get a rock pov, which is kind of weird because you don't get that in any of the other books. All the other books you only get the 2 people's povs, not like any of the other characters. So I'm excited on now why we have rooks, which is really, really fun. I have looked into the next book, which is Silas's, and people have said it's probably the worst out of the whole series, so I don't know how much I want to read it. I might give it a go, but honestly, I'm trying to look for a fantasy, romantasy kind of book that I want to read, but I don't know about anyone else. I am really struggling to find one that doesn't feel like an imitation of something I've already read. Not saying the one I've read started it, like I know a lot of art and books are imitations of imitations, I understand that, but I just don't want another, I'm gonna enter these trials and I could die and my enemy is gonna fall in love with me. I just don't want another one of those. I just want something slightly different. I want a cool magic system. I still want like a little bit of romance in it because that's always fun. I just don't want something really predictable and something I feel like I've read. So I am currently sister struggling to find one of those. I spent last night trying to find one for like maybe 20 minutes. Even my sister was helping me, and then I found one, but the last book isn't out, so I didn't want to start it. I know I want to read The Blood of Hercules because I love the author. I can't remember her name, I'm so sorry. I love the author who writes The Blood of Hercules. I loved her other book, Psycho Shifters, but my sister said to wait to read that until the second one comes out because one, of how much I love her writing. I actually like lost a lot of sleep reading Psycho Shifters. Like I was pulling all-nighters, like 24 hours awake a few times because I was so obsessed. So she said, girl, you're gonna want the second book out and you're gonna want to take a day off to read both. I said, okay, that's fine with me. So we're back to the drawing board. I'm gonna play a video game and see if I can, I don't know, find a book, because I do have this one. Sorry, I'm rambling. Which is the second one of the Wings of Serpent of Night, which again is like a trial one, but there's like vampires. But apparently I've got this far through. That's not true, I haven't started this. So I could read this, to be fair. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have just got back from work and immediately got in my PJs because guess what is out? Let me tell you now. Remember at the beginning of this, I was reading those Mafia books and I was excited for Hawke's book to come out. It's out and it's called Mischievous Lies. It's the 5th in the book series. I'm locking in, okay? I think I'll probably finish this tonight, so I'm in. A quick update, finished The Hollow Boys. I think I mentioned it, Johnny didn't like it. I've then read 3 books somewhere in between that. I've actually read way more, but the last 3 books I've just read were like werewolf. They were not werewolf, they were shifter ones. I'm not even gonna speak about them because honestly they were just so odd and I just didn't really know what on earth was actually happening and why I was reading them, so I'm just not even going to. We're just gonna jump into this. There's nothing quite as humbling as having to read a Kindle plugged in while holding the socket or trying to lay the socket somewhere. Very humbling experience. I'm so excited. Yay. Ivy's blonde? Huh. This whole time I thought Ivy had brown hair. This is a shock to me. Right, I gotta make some food because I have not moved, okay? I have not moved from my bed reading this. When I say, okay, it's amazing. Now I knew I was gonna like Hawk and Ivy's book. I fear I felt it in my bones from the moment I met them both, okay? I've just got to the bit where like Ivy's hacked into Hawk's camera. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some food and I'm gonna continue. I've got like 4 hours left on this book. Excuse my dog, she wants to be involved. But we have finished Hawk's book. This book was really good. It probably is my third favourite. Do you know what? I don't actually know what my favourite is. No, my favourite is Billy and Ford's book. My least favourite is Hope's book with, I can't remember his name. It's just gone off the top of my head. That's probably my favourite and least favourite. Overall, I would recommend this series. I think this series, Chef Kisses, is so good. And I don't know if they've already done the books, I'm not sure. But in this, they kind of visit a biker gang. From like, it kind of goes throughout the book, this biker gang, a tiny bit. I wonder if she's going to do books on this biker gang or if they're already out. I'm not sure. I'm going to look into it because I think those books would be really, really cool to have because you only know bits about them, but I just know that they would be good if she did them. So I'm gonna go look and see if she has. The pupper has been fed. She's not a pupper, she is 10 years old. We are now on a walk. I like to give her a walk in the morning and then a walk in the afternoon, especially because today like I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read my book. When I actually need to find a book I want, I'm thinking like a vampire read, but I cannot find like the perfect vampire read, so I'm gonna go on the hunt on like social media and see if anyone recommends one, and then hopefully just like binge read. Hopefully as a TV, I need my brain checked. Hopefully as a book series because I really want like a 5-book-ish series. One can only hope. Okay, so this is the vampire one I'm thinking of. Oh my god, this is Crowns of Nixia. Isn't that Wings of Serpent of Night what follows the other woman in it? The cousin slash friend, if I'm right, from the first book. Well, isn't that interesting? Oh, that's just changed things actually. Because I have this one, which is the second book of the first one that I haven't finished. But I really don't want to read that. For some reason, I don't know why, I just cannot bring myself to read it. However, I'm also looking at a werewolf romance, which is this one. It sounds good, and the best part is it looks like it's an interconnected standalone, and I love nothing more than that. Plus, on the readers also enjoyed, it's got this one, and I actually read this and did not mind it, so I think I'll probably like it. Yeah, I think it feels right to go for the werewolf. I wasn't stuck on a vampire one. I kind of was like, I really wanted to read a vampire one, but like I'll also read this one as well. Okay, I'll read a werewolf one if I have to. I've changed my mind. I'm actually gonna read The Saltwater Curse, which I believe is a romance between a kraken and a human. When I say I am giddy over reading this. I'm not gonna lie, the beginning of this book is quite sad. However, we've now just met the kraken and he's going through it too in a different way. And he is thinking this woman's gonna solve all his problems. Now, I don't know her thoughts, feelings and opinions, but I fear she could not give two on his feelings. And I don't blame her because this man's a stranger. Though, I'm not gonna lie, they obviously speak about his like tentacles and they're like, oh yeah, the suckers on his tentacles. And I'm like, huh? Like, what is going on? I'm like trying to get behind it, but I'm like, I'm so, huh? I'm hoping you can see me and it's not too dark, but this book is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's weird. I knew it was gonna be weird, that's why I wanted to read it, because I was like, do you know what, let's just read something weird. So we are. I also don't feel very well, so I have a chalky milkshake. I'm just going on a treat, but it's actually like the Nesquik powder. So if you're like a chocolate milkshake connoisseur, I guess you would argue this isn't chocolate milkshake. But we're gonna lock in back reading, and my dog is gonna come up and sit with me. I think my favorite thing is how delusional this man is. He's like, she must like me. There's obviously something going on why she doesn't like me. Because it's not me, girl. It's not because I'm a stranger. I have got one of the worst headaches known to man. So I'm gonna sit here and read my book and eat my breakfast, which is just yogurt with M&Ms in. I am 32% through this book. It's just so silly. I just don't need to hear suckers anymore. Or tentacles. I know this might sound insensitive, but all she does when she can is mention her dead dad. And I'm like, I get it, your dad's dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, anytime she like has a sip of water, she's like, oh my god, this just like reminds me of my dad. Like, shut up. I don't know, I don't understand. I don't have a dad, do you know what I mean? So maybe I'm just insensitive to that kind of thing. But in my head I go, I just don't care. I think I'm gonna end this one here, guys. My headache is still raging on. It knows no bounds today. So I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day kind of in and out of sleep if I can. If I end up finishing the Salt Lake Curse, I can't remember the whole name of it, I will let you know in the next one what I think of it if I remember. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!